decorated veteran. He served in the United States Army for 25 years. His deployments include liberation of Iraq and the transition of Iraq, Iraqi surge, and Afghan transition. His awards and decorations include the Meritorious Service Medal, the Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Afghanistan Campaign Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Korea Defense Service Medal, Non-Commissioned Officer Professional Development Ribbons, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, and NATO Medal. He was also awarded the Driver Mechanics Badge and the Combat Action Badge. His civilian education includes a Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies from Grantham University in Kansas and a Master's degree in Cybersecurity from Webster University in St. Louis, Missouri. Needless to say, his family is quite proud of him. I should know, because he's my cousin. Mead High School, please welcome retired Chief Warrant Officer, Mr. Juan Dorado.
Hello teachers, veterans, visitors, and Mavericks. Thank you for having me, and thank you to my cousin, Mr. Clark, for inviting me to share in your celebration of American ideals. Ideals hold a priority in most everything we do. They're not just a guide, but frequently a way of life. As a soldier in the Army, we had several ancillary cultural codes that supported our organizational ideals, such as duty, honor, country. To these organizational ideals were attached supporting professional mantras that could be encapsulated in the 7 Army values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage, both moral and physical. Or in various other creeds, such as the creed of the non-commissioned officer, the warrior ethos, or simple, time-proven, take it to heart honor codes that state an officer will not lie, cheat, or steal, nor tolerate those who do. Ideals are important. They serve as a foundation for a group to move forward as a whole. In this instant, it's the group of Mavericks I see before me. It includes the staff, the student body, your guests today me as well, and all the other people that serve under the American ideals you have adopted, which have been time-tested and proven. An ideal is a principle or standard of perfection that a person or group consistently strives to achieve. Other definitions include moral beliefs, ethics, values, or goals. And the result of this all is that it guides our conduct. It absolutely guides our conduct. It is difficult, if not impossible, to assign priority to any one of the ideals: equality, rights, liberty, opportunity, democracy. They are all interdependent, some more than others. However, you can't achieve some of these principles if some are omitted or even limited. One could argue that you cannot build a true democracy without freedom. But can we achieve true freedom if we do not operate under the premise that we are all equal and have rights and liberty evenly applied to every individual in our society? If part of our American society isn't free as the rest, as a whole, we can't truly be free. It takes us all. I am America. So are you, by the way. I moved to Greeley, Colorado, not far from here, when I was 11 years old. Having spent the first 11 years of my life in Los Angeles, California, the move provided me with great contrast on how people live from a very young age. I was gifted the perspective of both urban and rural life. I got to see both sides of the same coin and was privileged to see how each cultural segment applies the ideals we are discussing today. It was a valuable lesson. Like most Americans, I got my start in life in humble beginnings. My mother moved us to Colorado for fresh opportunities, which she found. The freedom of movement, among other types of freedoms in this country, permitted for that. She had an equal chance as any other person to put her application to what they used to call Mumford, and she made the most of it with whatever gifts God had endowed her with. She raised my sister, my brother, and I off of those earnings that came from tireless hard work. I'm very proud of her. The family values and work ethic she instilled served me well in the military. I am grateful for where I am in life today, because those ideals provided my mother fair liberty and the ability to work in order to carve out a better life for her children. Thanks, Mom. These days I work hard as a DoD contractor in the information technology and cybersecurity field, but my commitment to American ideals didn't end with my service to my country, nor does it end with tasks related to my profession. As a civilian, I remain committed to working to enhance the broader philosophical definitions of ideals with the people I encounter on a daily basis. Whether it's a young coworker that is looking for fresh ideas to internally debate and expand their own personal beliefs, or my children who are adults and whose independent ideas it is my responsibility as a parent to challenge with a combination of knowledge and life experience. Or another person who may provide a point of view that is in direct conflict with my own. It is these 5 core ideals you have adopted that assist in providing the foundation for tough discussions I both enjoy and am occasionally painfully engage in. I see it as my duty to defend those ideals every day the sun comes up. Sometimes I handle the difficult task of correcting someone who is operating on the basis of misinformation related to those ideals. On other occasions, I have to take on the more challenging task of entertaining new information and shattering my own truths that force me to have to change my ideas about how I perceive ideals we are discussing today. Although the philosophy of how we apply these ideals may change or be debatable, the basic definitions over time remain consistent. The fundamental nature of these ideals have allowed us to improve our country over its 242 years of existence, while also allowing any citizen, like my mom, to improve their life over a much shorter period of time. And I'll leave you with this. Use these ideals to improve not only your lives, but the lives of others. Be a spotter to the weak stranger when he or she is on the bench press in gym class. Take your neighbor's dog for a walk. Volunteer at a homeless shelter and challenge yourself to see the real reasons why people are struggling in that fashion. Another way to improve people's lives is to do nothing. What does that mean? If you decide to withhold your pocket change from the beggar on the street, that's your choice. But also have the ability to withhold ridicule of this person's dire straits. You don't have to bully anyone or be a nuisance to your teachers or decide to be annoying to your classmates, family, or friends. Been there, done that, right? Sorry about that. Sometimes deciding to do nothing allows those around you to better share in all the ideals we're talking about here today. Life is hard. Decide not to make it harder for anyone. It's an easy victory on both the individual and societal level. I'd like to say thank you for your service to the veterans that have joined us today. Thanks to the staff and faculty, and thank you, Mavericks, for having me today. It has been an honor to serve. I hope you enjoy the rest of the week and visit your recruiter's office soon. Go Army! Go Man!